Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We are here to do week 23 of our game day pick'ems, and tonight happens to be January 31st, which happens to be one night. 24 hours from now is the Arkansas Kentucky game. Welcome in. We are glad to be part of Stadium Rant. It is College Sportscast Game Day Pick'em presented by Stadium Rant. And this is week 23, season 3. By the way, I think this is like 319 or 320 episodes that we've done in the last 2.5 years plus.
It's quite a bit.
That's a lot, by the way. So right off the bat here, we'll get started with our Facebook group. If you're on our Facebook, you can help support us by sending stars. Sending stars helps us to earn a little bit of money to make more content for you guys. Also have a subscribers page on our page. It's only 99 cents a month. It does give you guys your own chat that we are in. I'm in. John can be in on the College Sportscast page. And then also it gives you your own page that I post things to. And usually when I share things, I post it to the College Sportscast subscribers page first. Again, that's only 99 cents a month. All right, Hammonds, you've got a little bit of something you want to mention right off the top. So
there's a rabid Arkansas fan that went to many Arkansas Razorback games. He supported them to the very end. I think he passed this past week. He was an awesome person. His name was Camden. He came to the Arkansas baseball, basketball. He was always loud. He never showed his health in any way. He had some health issues. My thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, and the Hog fans that will miss him. I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. I was told this past week that he had passed, or I think maybe last week. I can't remember which one, but I told him that I would honor him on our page tonight. So I would. Big fan, love the Hogs, die hard, love the baseball. I was reading a post today. He passed out a lot of hot. Sydney Fields posted on it. She, I think, covers Arkansas. I believe she covers Arkansas. I'm not for sure, but she said that he passed out hot dogs, snacks, and he always had a smile. And he was just one of those diehard fans that we come to know and love. So rest in peace to him. And we pray for his family in this time of need and time of struggle. And that's basically the end of the day. I just wanted to get that out of the way. So,
all right, absolutely. There's always bad stuff that's going on. I mean, also, while we were talking about this, I want to mention the figure skating world. It's just awful what went on in Washington, D.C. 2 or 3 nights ago, and 14 kids' parents, and I say kids because they are kids in the figure skating world, coaches were aboard the flight, the American Airlines flight that was basically just exploded out of the sky when a helicopter hit. They had been to a competition in Kansas, and I just want to say many prayers to everyone involved, but
prayers to.
It's really sad when it hits a whole community like that. I mean, that's like the future of figure skating, of American figure skating, was right there, and they're just wiped out and gone.
Yeah, and prayers to the family in the Black Hawk. I think the guy that was driving it had a child he left behind and a wife. They all passed. I think he was the one that was flying the plane. Prayers to his family too. Just a terrible, terrible situation.
All right, Shane is with us. Good evening, Shane. And yes, prayers to everyone involved with all of that. The Arkansas fan, and what he meant to the Arkansas fans as well. And then, like I said, with all this involved, there's just been a lot of stuff going on the last few days. So, all right, I am going to switch it up, and we are going to do women's basketball first. I've got 3 games on the docket for us to talk about. The first one, if you're a Kentucky fan, you might be interested in. We have got the 18-2, 7-1, second in the SEC, Kentucky Wildcats going to Oklahoma. Tough place to play. Oklahoma, preseason top 6. Top 17 preseason. They are down on 13 or 14 now. They've struggled a little bit right out of the bat in the SEC.
They have, but the other night against LSU, I felt like they played really well. They was in
fought,
the game.
I can tell you that. They were down 24 and cut it to 1. I mean, they fought hard.
The biggest problem for Oklahoma has been their turnovers this year. I think they had 23 against LSU, and I think LSU scored 22 off those turnovers, which is not a good recipe if you want to win against the top team in LSU. They got some really good players. Skylar Van
rarely lose at home too, as well.
They do. Skylar Van is really, really good. Reagan Mears is the big piece in the middle. She had 20 points for LSU. Sierra Williams played really well for them. Zion Van had a really good game too. I think they're the Van sisters, I believe. Ain't that right?
They are going to be without one player who was involved in the ejection the other night against LSU, and that's Liz Scott, who
Liz Scott will be out.
She's a forward who plays 18, 20 minutes a game, averages about 7 points and 6 rebounds or something like that a game. So they will be without her.
Yeah, they'll be without her, and that's a tough loss. Then you got Kentucky coming in here, which is going to be a tough game. Kentucky's got some really good players. Georgia Moore, Clara Strack, Hassett. This Kentucky
Chris
team,
Vaughn, Coach of the Year. Listen, if he can win a few of these big games like this one we're talking about down the stretch, I don't think it's far-fetched yet, but he's got to prove he can win a few of these games like on the road, LSU at home.
You beat Alabama and Oklahoma back-to-back, you're doing something in the SEC. This is a tough stretch for the Lady Cats coming up. So with that said, I think I'm going to go with Oklahoma in this game, Brad. I just think Oklahoma is really, really good at home. They play good at home. The turnovers worry me, and it kind of worries me on the Kentucky end of things because they at times they've been careless with the ball, and Oklahoma sometimes takes advantage of that. And Oklahoma doesn't. And Oklahoma sometimes does the same thing. So I would expect a high-paced game. And I think Oklahoma ends up winning this game at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fast-paced game for sure in Oklahoma. It's a tough place to play. I don't want to pick against the Cats here. I mean, I actually think they have a real shot of going in there and getting a win here. They played back-to-back now. They beat Oklahoma or beat Alabama last night at home, ranked 22nd. Mm-hmm. They go back-to-back. They have a game at Oklahoma, and then the next game is at Ole Miss. If they could split these 2 games on the road, it would be a really big Ole Miss was ranked top 10, top 15 preseason. They have fallen out, but they're still like 14-6 or something like that. They have a really good team with Madison Scott and stuff. But here, as much as I don't want to go against them, I really do think that the girls, depending on if they're really hitting, if Deja's on and Amelia's on, and we got at least one of the post players with Tiani Key or Strack who's not in foul trouble, because that's what worries me here is Reagan Beers.
Yeah, she's
physical,
a handful in the middle.
She's physical, and our girls are more athletic and slim and they play a different way than what Beers plays. And being at home, I think she's going to get, have the home crowd and probably the referees and everything some too. So I'm going to take Oklahoma, but I really think the girls have a good shot here to steal a quality win.
Yeah.
And let's put up Chris's. Josh says he thinks they'll beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma has had some struggles. They're 4-4. I mean, in the SEC, Kentucky's 7-1. So it's a game that they really kind of could win. So I get it. I'm just kind of worried about the physical play in this game. It is my take on it. All right, John, we are going to switch it up. Like I said, we're doing the women first because Kentucky and Arkansas is the last game of the day. So we're going to talk about it last on the show tonight. But, John, this is a big game. I mean, Louisville girls started off pretty slow. I think they were like 6-5 or something after like 11 games. They're now 15-6. They've won 9 of the last 10 games, I believe. Louisville has. They're playing really well in the ACC. But Notre Dame is number 3 in the country.
Yeah, they're one of the best teams in the country, and they just keep on winning. They have probably the best backcourt, I think, in college basketball.
Kentucky's got a good one too. But I'm going to tell you what, Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo is something else. If you haven't seen them play, you need to.
And Coach Ivey's done a really good job with this team. Louisville has been playing good. They've won 9.
They have been playing good. I have to give them some credit. They've turned the corner.
And they're a heavy favorite, Notre Dame is. But Louisville's playing good at the right time. They've seemed to have Notre Dame.
This is at Louisville, so it's not in Notre Dame. That'll help a little bit.
And it seems they've had Notre Dame's number in recent years as well. Jeff Walz is
a good coach, man.
He's built a good program there. In the last 10 years, it's been a really fun rivalry.
He's a little rough around the edges, but a lot of good coaches are.
They are. He just tells you what he thinks. That's just the way he is.
He's a little rough around the edges, but a lot of good coaches are.
But I think I'm going to go here with Notre Dame. I just think the trio of Hidalgo and those girls in the backcourt, I think they cause too much pressure. And their defense is probably one of the best in the country when it comes to turning you over and making you pay for things. And I just think Notre Dame wins this game.
Yeah, man, I really like this Notre Dame team, just to be honest with you. This guard play, Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo are just phenomenal. I mean, together, they are phenomenal. Louisville, they started slow, mainly because they're young.
Yeah, it's a young team.
Like 7 of their 10 players are freshmen or something like that they play. So they started kind of slow. But they've got some good ones. I mean, and some really good players there. And Walls has done a great job, but I really think I'm taking Notre Dame in here. They're number 3 for a reason. I think this Notre Dame team actually has a shot to win it all. I really do.
Yeah, I'm in that. I'm in that part of the thing with you.
Yeah. All right, I threw this one in, John. I kind of debated whether we talk about this, but USC is at Iowa. Iowa's had a great run with Caitlin Clark, but she's not there. And the coach is gone. The assistant is now the head coach that was there last year. And they had transfer. Lucy Olson's there and been in and out of the lineup, but it's big because this is 2 big programs, and Juju is going to Iowa.
Yeah, and this is Caitlin Clark's retirement ceremony as well. And this is going to be an electric place.
Yes. Caitlin's going to be there for this game.
Going to be full throat, Brad. It's going to be something to see. This will be another test for USC. Now they've passed a couple of those. They beat Indiana.
Hey, Nancy.
I think they beat Purdue as well. This is going to be Iowa's Super Bowl, basically. And Iowa's probably going to play better than what their record is because
Kenny's
that's just
fantastic, Rachel.
Just who they are. Let's just see where USC is in this game. But I think I'm going to take Juju and company in this game and Izzy. I think they're probably the best 2 players on this team. Now, they got some other supporting cast on this team that are really good, but those are the 2 girls that makes this team go. And when they're rolling, USC is probably one of the best teams in the country that could probably cut the nets down.
Kiki and Juju?
Kiki, yeah, not Izzy. Kiki.
Yeah, Kiki.
I'm thinking about Izzy Higginbottom from Arkansas. I don't know why I thought
she's the big girl transfer from Stanford.
Stanford, yeah.
Yeah, and she's really, really good as well.
Give me USC. I think they win this game, but I think Iowa makes a game of it pretty early, but I think USC takes care of them.
Listen, the Iowa Hawkeye crowd with Caitlin and stuff, I mean, they're going to be in this game at the beginning.
They're going to be jacked. It's going to be
they're going to be jacked. Listen, while Caitlin was there is not a better home venue in women's college basketball than Iowa, to be honest with you. South Carolina's close. They have a great home venue.
Yeah, they got a great environment.
They got a great environment too. But I'm telling you, there is no home venue like LSU's got one. So, I mean, I'm not saying there's not some rivals, but Iowa was fantastic. And with Caitlin coming back for her jersey retirement and stuff, this place is going to be rocking early.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a close one. I really do. But I'm going to give the edge to USC in this game.
That's where I'm going with that.
And it's tough on the road because we picked Notre Dame and USC on the road here. All right, guys, we are going to move on to the men's games. We got 12 games to go through. Try to go through these as quick as we can so we can get to the Kentucky-Arkansas. We might spend a little bit more time on that than normal.
Yeah.
But we're going to start out with the first game of the day. I think this is a big one, John. Florida is at Tennessee. Tennessee's coming off of the Kentucky loss and a Vanderbilt loss. I think they've lost 3 of the last 4 games, Tennessee has.
Yeah.
They're a 4-point favorite. Are they going to rebound?
I mean, are there any easy –
Kai Ziegler is questionable.
Are there any easy games in the SEC, Brad?
I don't think there is.
I mean,
there is.
You go from going to Auburn to playing Kentucky to now you got to play a Florida team that's probably playing as good as anybody in the country. Tennessee started out 14-0. They was cruising, they was having a good time, and then they just kind of hit a roadblock. This will be Tennessee's 7th ranked matchup in SEC play. Is that not insane to you?
Yeah.
And
they're 4-4, y'all, too. I mean, they haven't started out great in the SEC. Like I said, they've lost 3 of their last 4.
Here's where I think Tennessee kind of rebounds. Florida dominated them the last time in the O Dome
30.
by 30.
They put 30 on them.
Florida's offense is elite. They're really, really good, and Tennessee is really good defensively. This could be a good game for the Gators. I think they're keeping opponents to 28% shooting from the deep. Gators Tennessee shot, I think, 13% the last time they met. This is gut check.
I don't think they can shoot 13% again. Sure.
It's gut check time, man. And as much as I want to pick Florida in this game, I think I'm going to go with the Vols. I think they rebound. I think they play inspired basketball tomorrow, and I think they come out of Knoxville with a win. Tennessee needs this win in the worst way now.
All right, now we are going to use spreads for these men's games because I did find spreads on DraftKings.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't any for the women's. Those games are on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So it's a 4-point spread. Tennessee is the favorite here. Do you think they cover the 4 points?
I think they cover. I think they.
All right. Listen, I agree with you. This is gut check time for Tennessee.
It's not senior night. The senior night ain't till way.
Not till March.
March. It's
beginning of March. Yeah. But now Tennessee has lost some games at home here now with at Kentucky. This is at home. They were undefeated still until Kentucky went into town over the weekend. They cannot lose back-to-back games at home here.
No,
I mean, really.
This is a gut check game for the Vols. And I'll say this: if Zakai Ziegler's out tomorrow,
and he could be,
Tennessee's going to struggle.
Zakai Ziegler may not play, and if he doesn't play, I'll be honest with you. I'm taking the Florida Gators and the guards if Zakai Ziegler doesn't play in this game.
I mean, the biggest thing with me with Tennessee is Chaz Lanier has not played up to his potential in SEC play. He's just not the same player that he was at North Florida, and that's concerning if you're a Tennessee fan.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I'm going to take Tennessee and lay these points if Ziegler plays. If he doesn't play, man, Florida's got 3 guards.
They'll eat you up.
That are just a nightmare.
Well, you got Walter Clayton Jr., you got Martin, and then you got Will Richards. He can drive and get to the go. And not even that, they got Condon. Condon plays really big in the middle.
Their guard play, man. Elijah Martin? Is that his name?
Elijah Martin, yeah. He's a transfer from FAU.
Yeah, man. That kid's good, man.
This Florida team can stretch you out offensively.
So, Tennessee, if Ziegler plays. If not, I'm taking Florida.
Tennessee, this is me on College SportsCast. You better figure it out tomorrow is all I got to say. You better figure out how to win this game tomorrow.
Can't lose 2 at home in a row.
Not back-to-back like that.
All right, Missouri is at Mississippi State in Starkville tomorrow. John, I was kind of surprised at this 6.5-point spread.
Yeah, but
this is a 14 and 20. These two teams are ranked, both of them. It seems a little large. I would have thought it would be more like 2.5 or 3, not 6.5.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mississippi State, they've had some tough luck. They had the Alabama game. The Kentucky game a few weeks ago. They've had so many opportunities to put games away, and they just never seem to be able to do it. I think this game is a much important game for them than Missouri. Now, Missouri's 1-3 on the road. They're really good at home. Missouri also shoots pretty elite from the field. Caleb Grill is probably one of their best 3-point shooters. He's playing at an elite level. And And
I think Hubbard's okay, right? He's
yeah,
playing,
he's
right?
fine. He's playing. Yeah, Mississippi State, I think, gets back on track and they win this game. They're shooting 51% from the field from home. You saw what they did Wednesday night. Josh Hubbard could hardly miss against Alabama. When he's in a groove and he's in a zone,
Yeah, he put up a 38 piece
it's hard to
against Alabama.
deal with Josh Hubbard. Give me the Bulldogs, but I think Missouri covers the spread though. I think this is going to be a really tight game all the way through.
I do kind of think this is high. I think it's going to be more like a 4-point game or something like that. I do think the Bulldogs win, but I think I'm going to do the same and take Missouri to cover this spread. I mean, that means Mississippi State's got to win by 7 at least.
Yeah, I think this is a little high considering the way Mississippi State has played at times.
I agree. All right, John. Auburn is playing a road game at Ole Miss. Ole Miss has not played great as of late. They started, 4-0 in the SEC?
Yeah, it was 4-0.
And now they're sitting at, 4-4? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Auburn's a 5.5-point favorite on the road. You don't see too many road teams as the favorite. But
I'll be honest with you. Auburn's record looks great, but they've had some tough times on the road. South Carolina, they've struggled at times. That their point differential dips from playing at home compared to the jungle. Now, Ole Miss's defense is really, really good. I think they're only giving up 60 points a game, which is really, really good. And they force a lot of turnovers. And another thing on the side of this is Auburn is one of those teams that can play slow, fast. They can adjust whatever they need to do during the game. You better hold on to the ball against Auburn because Auburn will make you pay when you turn the ball over against them. They are elite when it comes to playing defense and turn you over. I believe it's going to come down to whether Ole Miss can hit some shots in this game.
Good job, Dave.
On the win. If Ole Miss is not hitting shots, I could see this game getting away from them. But I think they'll hit some shots tomorrow, and I think they'll give Auburn a game tomorrow. This might be Auburn's first big test since Tennessee.
Matthew Morrell's got to play.
Yeah, they got to play big in this game to beat Auburn. Auburn's probably the best team in the country right now. They're playing at elite level. Their defense is really, really good. They get after you. They smother you defensively. Janai Broome is really, really good. They got a 3-point shooter, Miles Kelly, that can light it up.
Yes.
And
I don't know where they found that dude, but he's great.
Pettiford is really, really good. This is a really good Auburn team.
Where did Miles Kelly come from?
If you hadn't asked me, I told you. I'm
serious. I don't know where they found that dude.
I think he's a transfer. I'll look it up real quick.
All right, I'll talk about it here real quick. I mean, Auburn's been an absolute juggernaut, to be honest.
Georgia Tech. He played at Georgia Tech.
How in the world did they let him go? If I was Georgia Tech, I'd have paid him $10 million.
Yeah, I at least gave him a little bit. Man.
I mean, come on now. But anyway, we're going to talk about them here in just a minute, by the way. But all right, so Auburn is playing really well. I mean, guys, they got 11 quad one wins. Kentucky is number 2 with 7.
Insane.
7. All right. Just so you guys know, this would be another one at Ole Miss here. A 5.5-point favorite on the road is insane. To be honest with you, it means you got to win by +6 to cover the spread here. So I am going to take the Rebels at home and the 5.5 points.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with it.
But I won't be honest with you. They're going to have to play some ball not only to win this game, to cover the spread.
Yep. Ole Miss ain't going to give it to them.
All right, John. Vandy, for the first time in a long time, Vandy is ranked this week.
Yep.
Men's and women's, by the way. And the women's, I don't know if you guys caught last night, they got a girl by the name of Michaela Blakes.
Yep.
And I just got to throw this in here. She put up a 53 piece as a freshman last night.
This is on the women's side, by the way.
Yes, yeah. I was just talking about the women's. Yes. All right, go ahead. Vandy at Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a 2.5-point favorite.
I love this Vandy team. You know, they've beaten Tennessee, beat Kentucky in back-to-back weekends. You know, they got a really good guard in Jason Edwards. He leads the country. Or no, he leads Vanderbilt with 17.3 points a game.
And that's a dude that had no Division I offers. I heard his story the other night. I mean,
and then you got Devin McLaughlin. You got A.J. Hoggard from Michigan State that's really, really good. Tyler Nickel is a really good player for them defensively. They're really, really good as well. They're going up against a fun backcourt in Oklahoma. They got Jalen Moore that's really, really good. He leads them in scoring. Jeremiah Fears, the freshman, he's really, really good. And then they got a guard in Duke Miles and Kobe Ellis that are really, really good. So this Oklahoma team this Oklahoma team has been kind of up and down, Brad. The last few weeks, they haven't really
since SEC play started. I'll give you that.
It's in and out. Now they do have a really, really good defense at times. I know offense at times. I think they're 26th. Their defense is 79th, but they get after you in the backcourt. Their backcourt's really fun to watch. But I think I'm going to go Oklahoma here. You know, I like Vandy, but this ain't Nashville. They're a different team away from home. And I think that plays a big part in this game, and I think Oklahoma wins this game.
Yeah, you know.
By the way, though, Mark Byington, if y'all don't know, he was the coach for James Madison. He's the coach for Vanderbilt now.
And he deserves some of those players with him.
He deserves some National Coach of the Year honors.
I mean, guys, this guy brought some players, you know, that wasn't SEC caliber. I mean, that Edwards kid you're talking about, he led like some small state in scoring, but he played at a small school and got no recognition. All right. Mm-hmm. And no offers. Nobody wanted to give this kid a chance. You know, he went to some small rinky-dink place, played for a couple of years, went up to another, you know, got a little recognition, went up to the next level. And then finally, James Madison's coach, when he was transferring to Vandy, offered him a scholarship to the SEC, and he's proven he can play.
Yeah, he's done really well.
I mean, so it's not always the top kids, especially in basketball, man. I mean, there's a lot of kids that can play basketball across the country, and you don't always see them. They're not always 5 stars. You know, so you got to give them a little bit of credit here.
I've always said, though, if you're good enough, somebody's going to notice you.
Yep. I agree. Having said that, I love Jeremiah Fears and this Oklahoma team, especially at home. I'm not huge on this team away from home, but I think at home they get this game. All right, John, we haven't talked a whole lot about Louisville here at College SportsCast. It's not a team me and you think about a lot. They've been bad the last few years, and we haven't talked about them much because they've been, when I say bad, I mean itty-bitty, like dirt on the floor bad. I'm talking bad the last few years.
Yeah, they've not been great.
But Pat Kelsey has come in and is doing, let's be honest, you got to give the guy some credit, man. He's doing a hell of a job, to be honest.
He is. I mean, they're winning games.
They're going to Georgia Tech. Damon Stoudemire's the coach there, by the way.
I want to be honest with you, Brad. This is a big spread considering how solid Georgia Tech is at home.
Yeah, 8.5.
Their defense is really, really good. Louisville's defense what worries me a little bit going forward, especially in tournament play. They give up a lot of points.
Rachel said the same thing earlier.
And
we just talked about the girls.
and, you know,
sorry, I had to laugh at that.
Oh no, you're good. Georgia Tech is, you know, and I think they've won 3 of their last 4 home games, ACC. And I don't like how high this spread is right now. It's just a high spread for a road game.
Especially on the road. Yeah, that's a high spread to be favored.
Some of these road games are pretty weird point spreads for being that high. So I think Louisville wins this game, but I think Georgia Tech covers the spread in this game. I will say this. If I had to put a team in the ACC that is next to Duke, Louisville's probably the second best team in the ACC when it all ends.
And let's be honest, John.
That's hard to believe.
At the beginning of the season, we would have never said that.
And and especially last year with what they had to, everybody says, well, Pope had to bring in these guys. Well, Louisville had to start from scratch. Louisville had to rebuild their whole roster, their whole program behind a coach, players. He had to literally go in and dive and get everybody. And I think that shows what Pat Kelsey has done.
And guys come from a smaller school too. I mean,
Charleston.
We talked about James Madison, a Vandy coach, and he come from a smaller school. I mean, he didn't come from whatever, from USC.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, Rachel, but Louisville had to start fresh. Like they basically had a whole roster. Kentucky still had some guys that,
Kentucky started with their player personnel.
That's what I'm saying. Louisville did not have that. They lost a lot of guys during the year.
And basically had let's be honest, they had a shit program for the last 2 years, just to be honest. They really had a crap program. And, I mean, they really had to start from scratch. Now, Kentucky started from scratch kind of in a different way. Travis Perry. I mean, let's be honest. That's about the only guy that stuck around, and he was just the guy coming in.
I'm not explaining that, Brad. I'm saying from a standpoint that Louisville did not have anything. Kentucky had at least some positive stuff going into their year. Louisville was basically
they were a crap show. They were a shit show, to be honest with you.
Kentucky was at least good.
I'm going to go with you here as well on this one. I think this point spread is too high. Georgia Tech at home. And I kind of used to like Damon Stoudemire, so I'd like to see him succeed and get Georgia Tech back to where they used to be. I remember the Bobby Crimmins days at Georgia Tech. Growing up, they actually had some really good players. Stephon Marbury. Kenny Anderson. I remember some really good teams under Bobby Crimmins. And I kind of miss those days, seeing Georgia Tech be halfway decent. So I'm pulling for Damon Stoudemire, just to be honest. All right, John, this is 2 teams I think that preseason they were both top 5. Kansas was number 1. I think both of them have underachieved.
I think probably Baylor has more than Kansas has, though.
But I think both of them have. I really do.
I do. I think both of them have. Both of them play really hard in the paint. Dickerson and O'Meara are, I think, two of the best in that conference. I think Kansas is going to have a big day in the paint. I think Baylor's setting seventh in the nation in defense. They're not a great defensive team, and that's unusual from a guy that one of the best coaches in the country. And
when they did lose Alvin Brooks,
it's been a tough year for Baylor. I think they're hungry for a statement win, Brad. They had the close game against Houston. They have probably one of the best
home too. So this is in Waco.
So, yeah, this is in Waco. They need this game. Kansas has a really good defense too. I think they got a lot of length that can aggravate Baylor. As much as I want to take Baylor in this game, I haven't been impressed with them all year, Brad. And they just haven't been a great team. They've lost some weird games.
I'm going to be honest with you, John. If Baylor loses this game, I mean, they may be on the outside looking in right now.
Yeah, they might be on the bubble. So I'm going to take Kansas.
At home.
As much as I don't want to take, as much as I want to take
honestly,
Baylor.
John, earlier in the year, I would have taken Baylor in this game at Baylor because I thought Baylor was really going to be a really good team. They went out in the transfer portal and was active and brought a few players back as well. I thought they were going to be really good.
I did,
to be honest, but
just hasn't been the season that they.
It hasn't clicked the way that I thought it was going to. So I'm going to take Kansas in this one as well, especially with just a 1-point spread.
Yep.
All right, John, I'm going to the Big Ten, and we don't do too many of these here, but Michigan State has played really, really good. By the way, there's one team in the country who has been undefeated in December and January. Do y'all know who it is?
Michigan State.
Michigan State. There's been one team.
They're humming, bro.
December and January that's undefeated. Michigan State is a 5.5-point favorite. And, John, this is a strange game. USC is new to the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. It's Michigan State, USC. This may be the first time in decades that they have been out to play at USC.
Yeah, I mean, they got Trey Holloman. He's playing really, really well. Jaden Atkins.
Eric Musselman is out there.
I really like their big center, Carson Cooper. He's really, really good. This is their first ever trip to take on the Trojans.
First ever?
It's their first ever trip.
I said it's a strange game. I mean,
as members of the Big Ten, yes. They're seventh in the Big Ten scoring. They're eighth in field goal percentage. Michigan State is playing for a top seed this year. And what a season Tom Izzo has put together for this group.
Fantastic.
A lot of people thought
70-year-old. His birthday was either yesterday or today. He's 70 years old right now.
Many people thought that this would be an okay team. Will they prove all the
I'm just glad to see that some of these older guys that have been getting out of the game can still do it with the NIL and the transfer portal and everything else.
I'm gonna go Michigan State here, Brad. They're playing at a high level. I think they continue on and win. Now, I will say the schedule is probably going to get tougher here pretty soon.
There's an Arkansas flavor to this game. You got Eric Musselman there that left Arkansas, is out at USC. And he's another one that put together a whole new roster out there at USC. They basically all left. He may have one or two, but it was basically a whole new roster that he had to put together out there.
Team. But give me Michigan State. They're rolling right now. I think they go out west and they take care of business tomorrow.
If you guys remember Jason Richardson, he's got a son that's on this Michigan State team. I think his name is Jace. Is that what they call him?
Yeah, it's Jace.
Jace, right? He's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And it's pretty good to see. I'm going to take the Spartans here as well. But this is a strange game, them going out to USC. It's going to be a new experience, a new place, new rims, new floor, everything. So this could be a game that is off for them. You just never know. All right, Texas Tech and Houston. Texas Tech has slid into the bottom part of the AP poll. I think they're ranked like 22nd. And of course, Houston is one of the top teams in the country. This is at Houston. They are a 9.5-point favorite at home here.
Is there anybody playing better in the country than Houston right now?
They're playing good.
They're playing at a elite level. Last week against Kansas, man, I thought the game was over. And I look up, and this game's in overtime. And
I don't know how they won that game. Down 6 with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
And Kansas was going to the free throw line or at the free throw line.
And I'll be honest with you.
How do you win that game?
I don't know. Just had to have a lot of luck involved in that game to have some of that go their way. Plus, Kansas missed 2 free throws that would have probably iced the game.
They were up 6 with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, you hit 2 free throws, you're up 8. You're basically icing it. Yeah. I think I'm going to go Houston here, Brad. Texas Tech is playing really well right now.
They have, and I just want to give them a little love because they have played well.
I'm not going to go against Houston right now. I think Houston is one of those teams that are going to be playing for a number 1 seed when it's all said and done.
It's a severely tough place to go into and play at Houston there. They smother you with defense in that crowd. It's loud. It's a tough place to play. Texas Tech has played well. They, like I said, they have slid into the bottom part of the top 25. I don't think a lot of people even realize that, but they're like 22nd or 23rd or something like that in the country this week. But I am going to take Houston here. Houston's just got playing really well and being at home. I know 9.5 is a little bit big, but I think you can take this one and take the spread.
Yeah, I think you do.
All right, John. This is one of the big games of the week. Game day is going to be there. North Carolina takes on North Carolina takes on Duke.
Yeah, it's no bigger game in college basketball. Rivalry-wise, it's probably one of the best rivalry games of all time. This North Carolina team, man, they're so erratic, Brad. Like, I don't know, man. How are the Tar Heels going to try to contain Cooper Flagg? Now, I will say that North Carolina's got some decent perimeter guys. R.J. Davis is really, really good. Ian Jackson and Seth Trimble. So this is one of those
bunch of other Kentucky fans.
This is one of these games that I don't think I would touch this point spread, to be honest. Just for the
I want to ask you about, John, this is a huge rivalry game that's, all my life. Is this the biggest point spread ever in this series? Like, that's a large number.
That's a large amount for this game. I think Duke wins this game, but North Carolina's not going to – they're going to be motivated.
The Tripper's not there no more.
They're going to be motivated.
Some floppers.
Because when you play in this game, you're always going to be motivated. It's a rivalry game. You're always going to have your team prepared. And I've seen some North Carolina teams that wasn't great, and they've went into Cameron indoors and they've won.
I've seen it happen. I just think – here's what I think. I think Cooper Flagg's going to put on his cape.
Yep.
I told you that earlier this week. I think Cooper Flagg's putting on his cape, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a Duke fan, and I was really standoffish about Cooper Flagg, but he's kind of proven me. And by standoffish, I'm not saying I thought he was bad. I just wanted to see if the hype about him was as good as what the hype is. If he was as good as the hype.
He's good. He's good.
Because I heard in the summertime, this was before he was at Duke, I heard in the summertime how impressive he was with the pros on the Olympic team. Like he was one of the players that practiced with the Olympic team. He was 17 years old at the time. And I heard the pros talking about what kind of grit and what kind of player he was.
Yeah, he plays, you might not like Duke, but he plays hard every night.
And I was like, wow, that's like high praise coming from Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And I'm talking like the top of the world type players. And I thought, okay, I want to see for myself, does this kid deserve that kind of praise?
He rightfully deserves it.
Guys, even though I'm a Kentucky fan, this kid, and I'm calling him a kid because he is 18 years old now. He's just 18. He's pretty good, guys.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good. I will say that, and I think Cooper Flagg is going to carry the torch here. And I'm going to take Duke and the points.
I think I'm going to kind of go away from this. I'm going to take North Carolina in the points. I think it's too high for a rivalry game, honestly.
It is high, but I'm telling you, y'all just watch and see if Cooper Flagg don't put on his cape.
Yeah.
I think he's going to put on his cape. All right, UConn at Marquette. Has UConn been a 6.5-point underdog at all the last two seasons? I doubt it.
I doubt it very seriously. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Let me say this. Twice UConn should have fell out of the top 25, and they have kept them in purposely at number 25.
Yeah, they've been very poor in conference play, and
Marquette kicked them out.
They've won 9 of their last 10 games. Marquette, they only lost to Xavier in that time. Marquette's defense is probably the best in the country. Stevie Mitchell, Cam Jones. Now, UConn's defense is not great. They're giving up 104.5 points per 100 possessions, which was not great. Marquette's winning by huge numbers, Brad. I think 8 of their last 10 games, they've won by 8 or more points. And this game's at Marquette. I just don't see UConn going in there and winning. I don't.
Me either. I'm taking Marquette. I'm expecting Marquette to kick them out of the top 25. That's what they
UConn. The only way UConn repeats this year is if they figure things out quick. I just don't see them repeating. I don't see them three-peating this year. They're just not the same team they've been the last couple of years.
Nah.
Don't get me wrong, they're good, but they're not great. They're just a good team, not great.
I just realized I didn't have that running at the bottom of the screen all show long.
Give me Marquette in the 6.5. I think they cover this.
Okay, me too. I'm taking Marquette, especially at home.
Yep.
All right, John, this game, I want to start. This has been one competitive game out in the WCC for a long, 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 long time. Gonzaga is headed to the Pac-12, not next year, but the next. And I want to say I hope that this series and this rivalry continues because it is a really good, heated rivalry out west.
It is. And St. Mary's is playing at an elite level. This game's at Braga. That's a tough place to play, man.
It is.
And
Gonzaga's taken some hits there over the years.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Brad. Coach Bennett is one of the most underrated coaches in the country. Randy Bennett.
Yeah.
He just wins. He just wins every year.
I would love to see St. Mary's get invited to the Pac-12 too.
He's their all-time.
I know they don't play football because the WCC doesn't play football, but neither does the Gonzaga.
Gonzaga now, on the other hand, has kind of been iffy the last couple of weeks. Now they've played better the last couple games that they played, but this is going to be a tough game to go in and win. And Gonzaga is not the team that I expected to be this year. They just haven't produced.
They have the players. The thing with Gonzaga, they haven't shot the ball as well. They don't have the shooters.
They don't have the shooters they had a year ago or the last couple of years. So I think I'm going to take St. Mary's in this game. That's a hard place to play on the road. Give me St. Mary's in the one point. I think they cover the spread.
I want to take few because I think they need this game to be quite honest.
They do. It's huge because they're probably not going to get a better win on their resume all year besides St. Mary's.
Now that conferences started, they're not. To be honest with you.
This is a game that probably is going to look good on your resume.
Especially on the road at St. Mary's here. This is, road game is going to be a little bit better showing on your resume. So I'm going to take the Zags here because I actually think they need this game. However, St. Mary's has always got good, solid play, good, solid guards, and they are a tough team at home. And, of course, this is at home for them, and they're a 1-point favorite here. All right, John, before we move on to the next part, y'all got to give me about 90 seconds. John, take it over for just a few minutes.
All right. Well, Kentucky's coming in, or Arkansas's coming in to Lexington. And, it's Calipari's first trip back to Lexington, which I think is going to be a emotional night, emotional game. It's going to be loud. It's going to be rowdy. How is he honored? Is he booed? Is he cheered? That's been the question all week. I think there's going to be a mixture of boos and cheers, and I think there's just going to be a little bit of both in that regard. How does the emotion set with the coaches and the players? Because you got 3 players on this team that played on UK a year ago. You got Adu Thiero, you got Big Z, and then you got DJ Wagner, and then you got the 3 kids that Cal recruited that was committed to UK. Billy Richmond, Carter Knox, and then you had Boogie Flam, which he's out for this game. But my take is, it's just another game. It's a competitive game. But to some fans, it's going to be a little bit different. But Brad seems to be back, and
all right, guys, I'm ready.
Oh my God.
I'm ready for this.
Oh my
Man, I can't wait for the pig roast.
God. Oh.
I can't wait for the pig roast, guys. I am ready for this game.
Oh my God, Brad.
I'm ready, y'all.
Mercy, Jesus.
Can y'all listen? Can y'all smell the pig roasting? Man, I got the grill going. I'm telling y'all, it is gonna be some tasty, tasty pig. We're gonna have some hog fest tomorrow night.
God.
Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to Rupp, this is what kind of get up I'm expected to see. Right here. I want to see a bunch of dads walk in with their apron and their grilling kit. That's what I want to see. I'm ready for a hog roast. Let's roast some pigs. Woo!
Oh, I can't breathe,
Do
man.
it. That's what I gotta say. If you ain't ready for a hog roast tomorrow night, then you ain't a Kentucky fan. That's all I gotta say. And I'm expecting Rupp Arena to be crazy tomorrow night. All right, here it is.
I can't even breathe. I can't even breathe.
I'll give you an up close look right there. We're having a pig roast up in here.
Oh, mercy. I've laughed till I've cried, man.
We are having a pig roast up in here.
Oh, mercy. All
right, y'all. I'm ready. I'm ready for this one. I've been ready for this one for a long time, baby.
Okay, well, I don't even know what to say, man. You got me to tore up. Oh, goodness. Arkansas is coming in. You know, they're 11-7. They're 1-6 in conference. This is a game you need to win. You can't let them hang around because if you do, you're going to let them. You're going to let them have confidence, and that's not going to be a good thing with Cal because he's going to take that and use that. Now Arkansas has been good on the defensive end, but they're going to be tested by Kentucky's team. You know, Kentucky likes to space the floor. They're third in the nation in scoring offense. Arkansas has only had one road win all year, and that was over a horrible Miami team. And their best win is Lipscomb. Let me say that again.
Their best –
no, they lost to Illinois.
No, they lost to Illinois. Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, their best win is Lipscomb. So John Calipari's team is a very disappointing one this year. Kentucky's clicking on all cylinders, I think. You know, they beat Tennessee on the road. They this is a good Kentucky team that they're playing against. And I think they're going to build on that against Tennessee. And I think they win this game. And I actually think they win by more than 11 points.
I really wish that said Kentucky barbecue, but
so I actually think they win by I think they win this game by more than 11 points. I do. I just don't think they're going to be able to hang with Kentucky offensively. So I'll give you the floor.
I'm ready. I'm ready to eat. That's what I'm saying. Boy, I'm going to eat this with my fingers. That's what I got to say. I'm ready for a big plate. I'm telling you. It's going to be I'm going to load it up. I'm loading it up. It's going to be stacked up. It's going to be this high, and I'm digging in. I'm ready to eat. That's what I got to say. Listen, this game, in all reality, Arkansas has some talent. Let's be honest. Jonas Adu, he showed it last year. He's a good player. John L. Davis, he's shown it for 3 years, been to the Final Four. He's a good player. I mean, The truth is, we're going to have to play. They're going to have to be ready to play. Butler looks like he's out. Let's hope Carr comes back and can contribute, not just come back, but can contribute.
Yeah, because he only played a minute. I think logged a minute the other night against Tennessee. He didn't play much. So,
man, I can't wait to have me some barbecue sauce. You have no idea. No idea. These boys better listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. If I might go into hiding tomorrow night at midnight or 11 o'clock or midnight or whatever. I'm just telling y'all, they better come out ready to play, and we better smoke. I'm talking smoke like pig smoke. Like we better smoke these hogs. That's all I got to say. I'm not playing whatsoever. Not at all.
I'm going to say something real quick while we're on this subject. We was kind of wanting to do a little soapbox. All week, fans have posted, will he get booed? Will he get cheered? Will he get this? Will he get the middle finger? Listen now. He's an opposing coach coming in to Rupp Arena as an opposing team. Bringing his opposing
with
team.
With some of our former players.
With some of our players
that he took.
Now listen, I'll be honest with you. This week I gave a really good article on Cal. I was respectful, and I gave him a personal post about Cal, which I think I did a good job on. I was trying to be respectful to the man because you have to in certain instances. But there's some that have a grudge against Calipari, feelings-wise. Now, that's them. But I'm going to say this. This man was going behind Kentucky's back talking to another school. Not just any school, a rival.
A rival in the SEC.
At Arkansas. And people just expect fans to tell fans how to be a fan. It don't work that way. Not in this world. It don't work that way. And all I got to say is, and I'll let Brad get on with it here. In competition, Kobe Bryant said it best. I'm going to set the tone. I'm going to come in and I'm going to wear you out and I'm going to whip your tail. And that's what I think Kentucky needs to do tomorrow night. Show no mercy.
Mamba mentality. That's exactly where I was going to go with this, to be quite honest with you.
And then I'll let you finish. And show no mercy to this man and make him feel it by winning this game, by just whipping this team.
All right, guys. For me, there's been all this talk all week long. Appreciate what Cal's done, all this stuff. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you as a fan that I won't appreciate what Cal did here at Kentucky while he was here, when he was good, at a later time. Tomorrow's not the damn day. Tomorrow's not the damn day. I'm sorry. It's not the damn day. It's not. You know why? Because he's coming here with some of our players to beat us. And this was kind of a joke, but kind of not. You got to have my most favorite sports people that's ever walked the face of this earth they all had the same mentality. Dale Earnhardt Sr., he would eat you for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner to beat your ass on the racetrack. Kobe Bryant, I'm going to run through Powell's chest. If you don't know, go watch the Olympic film off of Netflix, I think it is. I'm telling you, and there's a word in there that I'm not saying.
It was his own player. It was his own teammate.
Pau Gasol was his teammate that he was winning championships with on the Lakers. He playing for Spain. They were going for gold. First play of the game, I'm running through his effing chest. That was his mentality. That's what you got to have. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, tomorrow's not the day. I'm calling right now. I am calling for the students in Rupp Arena tomorrow night, Eruption Zone and Rupp Arena. I am calling for Rowdy Rupp tomorrow night. I want to see dudes in outfits. I want to see a dude in a damn chicken head. And I'm not playing. I want to see him heckle. I want to see him. I want to see everything. Bring it out. Surprise me. I want to see it. I want to see people ready for a hog roast, for a pig roast. I want to see people making fun. I want Rupp Arena to play the damn chicken dance song 5 times tomorrow night. Go ahead, John. Do the little chicken dance song.
I can't think. I have to be in the moment. I can't remember.
Oh, you was doing it last night. Yeah. I want Rupp Arena to play the damn chicken dance song. I'd love the Wildcat to bring out a damn huge brim sombrero and like take it to damn Cal on the damn sideline and play the chicken dance song. Because guess what? That's exactly what he's did. He went to play the chicken dance.
And you know what he's going to do?
Chicken dance.
Here's the thing that most people don't know. They had a video of the shoot around, and he said something about fearless. Be fearless, because that's what I'm going to be. He said this is going to be their biggest ticket all year. He's pumping this up that this is our Super Bowl. Do you think he cares whether or not we boo him or cheer him?
And his people ego, who say, well, what are people going to think if we boo him? It's going to look bad on the fan base. Are you kidding me?
Here's the thing. His ego is the size of his voice.
Do you really think Monday people are going to be sitting around drinking coffee at the kitchen table or at work? They're going to be sitting around drinking coffee on Monday morning, and they're going to be at the water cooler at work, and they're going to be saying, you know what? That BBN is awful. I can't stand them. You know why? Because they booed Calipari.
Now, really Anthony, I get what you're saying. You said it is the biggest ticket all year. I get that, but the way he said it.
It's Arkansas's biggest damn ticket. I can tell you that.
The way he said it come out differently, though.
I don't give a crap. It's Arkansas's biggest ticket. I can tell you that. Because they ain't even been selling out at home.
They have not, Brad.
They ain't even been selling out at home. I guarantee you it's Arkansas's biggest ticket.
And they're going to feel it tomorrow night, too.
And it'll be Arkansas's biggest win if they come in here and upset us. They can go 500 the rest of the damn. They can finish 500. And if they come in here and beat us, the fans are going to be happy. What do you want to bet? Mark it down.
We beat Little Old Kentucky is what they'll say.
I wish they'd let me. I'd come out in this right here. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, we'd be having a pig roast. I'd be having a pig roast up in there.
Oh, goodness.
I ain't playing, Wireman. We'd be having a pig roast up in the center court, Rupp Arena. I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I want to see the eruption zone. Bring it. Bring it. Show me what you've got. This is it. Y'all kids, y'all students, the student section, show me what you got. Because if you don't bring it tomorrow night, y'all are lame as hell. Rowdy, Rups, Rowdies. I want to see rowdy.
I'm going to tell you one real quick thing, and we'll get off.
All hog tomorrow night, Rachel. That's exactly right. I want some pig skewers. I want. It's going to be like Bubba and his shrimp tomorrow night.
Yep.
We're going to have hog and potatoes. we
you can take it yourself.
I'm telling you.
Oh, man. Here's what I want to say real quick before we log off. If this game becomes close,
it's going to get nasty in Rupp Arena.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to get ugly. And I don't mean that in a
everybody. Every Kentucky fan should have barbecue tomorrow. Everybody.
I just think if this game's close, it's going to get ugly and not in a good way either.
You got to have either. If you don't like barbecue, you got to have chicken. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, some Tyson.
Chicken dance over and over and over. I'm telling you, if they don't play the chicken dance inside Rupp Arena tomorrow night, they ain't got guts at all. That's what I'll say.
Yep.
All right. That's it. And I had a little bit of fun with this one.
I knew you was doing something. I didn't know what it was, but you was doing something.
Yeah, I didn't tell him what I was doing.
You know what I honestly thought you was going to do? I thought you was going to come out in a chicken outfit is what I really thought you was going to do.
No, I wasn't going to go too wild, but I'm telling you, this is it right here. Got me some pig, going to have me a pig roast, and I'm eating it with my fingers tomorrow night. I'm telling you. Finger looking good. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. We will see you Monday night for hopefully the best Big Blue Hoops cast of the season.
And we will have a special guest, by the way. Trez.
And I might be a little crazy Monday night. It'd be the best Big Blue Hoops cast for Monday night.
Trez Terrell from Cat Coverage will be there
Monday
night. Yeah.
Gotta go hog wild. That's right.
Have a good one.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. We will see you Monday night. Thanks, Stadium Rant. And this has been College SportsCast Game Day Pick'em. A little bit of craziness tonight.
Yeah. Have a good one, y'all.